What is up, guys? It's your boy Breaking News Dakota with Better Vision Knowing, and with this video, I'm in the car right now. We're going to be talking about the Savior Complex, and I'm going to explain to you guys what a Savior Complex is. I'm going to give you some deep analysis on what the Savior Complex is. Okay, because we live in America, and you know this country is full of idolatry, and it's full of egotistical desires and man-made materialistic ideologies that have been implemented since the day you were born. We're going to talk about the Savior Complex and how it was actually designed. Okay? Now, before we get started, share this video, smash that like button, get this in the algorithm, wisen up, open your eyes, tune in, and we're going to get close to the motherfucking truth. Now, the Savior Complex, it all started in the beginning of what we like to call humanity, which is nothing more than a name to simplify all species. Now, the Savior Complex is an idea based upon white European colonialism. The idea to externalize your power in exchange for a higher entity on the outside of you to give you some form of spiritual inclination that you have developed routinely through religious practices. But the Savior Complex is about some other spirit that wants to, basically it's like a demon that wants to take your powers, exploit you, utilize you, and make you feel like a lower version of what you are. And you are basically worshiping and praising this entity that's portraying itself as this higher realm of knowledge. And the Savior Complex has created alternative realities and alter egos within the collective consciousness of the human anatomy, or what I call the spiritual anatomy. And the spiritual anatomy is composed of individuals like me and you that live in this world, okay? And the Savior Complex is an ideology that was pushed, like I said, by European colonialists. And before it was pushed by European colonialists, this doctrine was passed down from the reptilians and the Greys. Now, the reptilians and the Greys, they came from the Greys came from the Zoonulia star system. And the reptilians came from the Draco constellation with the Draco star system. Okay? And what happened was, the reason why these species decided to hijack this realm of reality is because they were power hungry and they were greedy. And they had this left brain perspective about reality, which is all a masculine tendency. They had this masculine, over masculine bearing tendency to want to violate the feminine womb, which is the universe. Which is they want to violate and control the feminine energies. And what happened was they got kicked out of their own realm. Okay? And they came here to repeat the same cycle of domination and greed and infiltration. So this disease, or this dis-ease that has been slid in the midst of the conscience of the people believe that it's natural to have somebody like a celebrity or a politician or any form of external entity that is utilized to influence your internal self. You have been programmed to believe that outside forces should dictate your reality and your world. And that is a false notion that has been developed through these fucking evil ass ETs that have hijacked the planet. Okay? And I'm here to tell you literally that's the Savior Complex. Now, I want to get into the names, the deities y'all subscribe to, because these deities are nothing more than characters that play out in these realms of reality that is used to put you in a death trap, and a soul trap, and a mind trap, or a mind trap, body trap, and soul trap, which is that's another video from the day. Now, in this motherfucking video, the Jesus Complex, the Muhammad Complex, the Buddha Complex, all of the deities or characters that you subscribe to that gives you some form of comfortability, that solidifies your place within this reality, these are nothing more than beings fictitious characters that have been created to have you believe in a outside force to help you with your world, okay? And everybody must know that in this world, you're never going to get power by depending upon external entities to supply you with internal development, okay? Spiritual development. You know what I'm saying? Everybody that try to go out and seek guidance from other beings, either these beings are insecure, they don't know themselves and they end up misleading them, or these beings are manipulative and they do know some part of themselves and they want to control the aspects of the other being that's being utilized for the energy harvest. Now what y'all are doing, y'all subscribe to these characters, is y'all are putting y'all fate, y'all putting y'all fate in the hands of other entities. Like, man, y'all putting y'all fate in the other hands of these energy harvesters, okay? These energy harvesters. All is about energy. So pretty much y'all have been taught to be manipulated. Y'all have been taught that it's okay for a savior to come in your life and portray himself as this benevolent force, I hope I'm using the word right, and manipulate you. And it's time you realize that is not the case. Jesus, what did Jesus do? Jesus came in this world, well, the fake version, because there is no real Jesus out here, no real Muhammad. But yeah, Jesus came in the world, right, on the scriptures, and he saved the world, okay? Sacrificed himself. Everybody believed in this character. Now, what everybody do when they get up every day, they praise a man that did something for humanity. So they taught you to praise somebody because, and they made a religion after a man that did a humanitarian act for the world. So in exchange for him sacrificing himself, they taught y'all to worship this man every day. Get on your knees, pray to this man, pray to this man, pray to this man. Don't believe in yourself, just pray to an external deity, outside force, to supply your inner will. That's what they taught you. Muhammad. Oh, Muhammad, what did he do? He was pushing the Islam doctrine, right? He saved the world. Same story. What he taught y'all to do? Worship him. Bam, 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 bam. Same story. Oh, who else saved the world? Who else is saving the world? Who else had the savior complex? Buddha. Buddha wasn't even religious. But since the Europeans made that religious, Buddha taught you how to do this, that, and the third. Okay, worship him. Make an altar in his name. Put a statue over him. Bam. Da-da-da-da-da. You see that? It's all about you externalizing your powers in exchange so you can get some higher form of energy. Okay? And this is how demons run the world. Demons run the world by manipulating you through characters. The reptilians run the world because how? They can make you consent under spiritual bribery, giving you a character that satisfy your internal needs or your wants, and therefore you feel like you're comfortable within your own cognitive dissonance, and therefore you think you're good now. And these reptiles get to utilize their energy for harvest. This is how they create social operatives. Okay? First you have to create, in order to even get somebody in the mindset to be utilized and be controlled, you have to start with subverting their spiritual system. So if your spiritual system is built upon you worshiping another entity on the outside of you to fulfill your life, then they're going to create a lot of celebrities and characters that resemble the same psychological model that models your mind state into existence. Okay? So y'all have to understand that science and spirituality are literally the same thing. Science just means, when you look at the word, when you look at the etymology behind science and the definition, all a scientist is a researcher, an observer, and a studier of information. And they present facts based upon their records and recordings of that information, and they present them. So all researchers are just scientists. Now, when we get into the fields of science, and we get into actual specifics, when we get into the etymology root of the word, that what it actually means, then anybody can be a scientist under that intellectual property and under that definition of you know what I'm saying, word. Now, this is the savior complex. The savior complex it always has to be a character that fits your psychological model. Okay, when I say mind model, I mean a model, like a shape, a model, like your mind. Your mind is, everybody's consciousness is in the shape of a circle, a womb. Okay, you have big circle wombs, smaller wombs. Like your chakras have wombs. You know, you have the head chakra, the root chakra. You have wombs. Your consciousness is a womb, has a womb. Your head is an oval. It's a shape of a circular motion. Okay, it's everything. It's like a portal. So these characters that they utilize and they cultivate into the infrastructure of your mind, they utilize these characters to literally oppress, suppress, and extract your solar energy. And if you watch Star Trek, you will learn a lot about depth traps, mind traps, body traps. Okay, I'm going to get into mind, soul, and body traps in the next video. But in this video, I will be just letting y'all know the basics. The Savior Complex is a European doctrine, but it's passed down. It was passed down through the reptilians and the Greys. Okay, it's a form of control. It's always been a form of control. Yeah, so the control, right? The control exists. This religion was a way for the ETs, the evil ass ETs, to harness the energy of the planet. Okay, energy harvest has been going on for a long ass time. Okay, when y'all watch these movies about these villains, they be taking these motherfucker souls and extracting them, and they be living long ass times because they got so much. They got everybody Akashic records stuck in their system. It's true. I'm going to do a video on what your soul is actually made of, because people don't know what their soul is actually made of. I'm going to do an actual video on the energy, that's what your soul is actually made of. And I'm going to have a whole, I'm going to do my research on it, and I'm going to use my own personal spiritual insight. You know, as an empathic being, I'm going to utilize that too. So, with that being said, y'all, that is basically a little breakdown. I know the religions and the European shit, it all go hand in hand, and y'all must believe it. Y'all must know that African people, we didn't do that shit. We didn't believe in worshiping or idolatry or paganism or none of those beliefs or Satanism. All those are European ideologies. Black people, we always will be, my black people, we always will be a part of the nature. This is our planet. So what they did was separate us from the earth by keeping us in the house or keeping us away from the planet. And when that happens, that allows the control to be much better, because now you don't have the actual beings that this is our planet. You don't have us reinforcing the laws. You know what I'm saying? Just like the planet, just like the reptiles have their planet, just like the Greys have their own little star system, black people, we have our own star system, and this is our planet. And I am one of the sons of the elders of the galaxy, and I'm going to say that. You got to get back on y'all shit, man. We got to get back on our shit. But that being said, y'all, this is a day of the breakdown of the Savior Complex. Stop extracting your powers. Stop giving your power to these fucking retards. And take back your energy, take back your soul, take back your mind and your body. And I love y'all. Peace, peace. Shout out to the Black Nation. Shout out to the Black Gods and Black Goddesses. And shout out to the TT Squad members. I'm out of this motherfucker. Peace, y'all. Peace.